Coffee is consumed by 54% of America every day, many of those people being entrepreneurs. Coffee shops have been a staple when it comes to meetings, partnerships, and connecting of business owners. Today, we're at Black Coffee Atlanta, a Black-owned premium coffee shop located in Lakewood Heights, Atlanta. Let's dive into the entrepreneurship conversation over a cup of coffee. This is Coffee and Chill.
Hi, I'm Crystal, the owner of A Day Wraps. I sell premium quality head wraps. I specialize in extra large wraps. Today I have the dirty chai latte. It's a little bit of dirty, a little bit of chai, and I love it. It's not too sweet, it's not too bitter, it's just right.
Hey everybody, I'm Yami, aka Miss Yami Mommy, and I'm here at Coffee and Chill at Black Coffee, and my coffee order today is a dirty chai. I am the co-founder and CMO of Color Co., which is a resource center for creative entrepreneurs, creative technologists, and culinary artists, creating an ecosystem of collaboration where the technology of tomorrow works alongside those building the culture of today. I am also a solopreneur. I am a producer of content and events, and I also work as a host and media personality.
What's up, guys? My name is Alyx. I am your host for today, and I am the curator of A Black Creative. We connect, we advance the value of Black creatives worldwide. I am here drinking my pour over. It is smooth and it has extra caffeine, so I look like I'm well rested, even though I'm not. But anyway, let's get into it. Welcome to Coffee and Chill. Let's just talk about what we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll start. I'm Crystal. I have A Day Wraps is my company. As you see, I have on the head wrap. A Day Wraps is actually more than head wraps. I think people get the misconception that it's only about the fashion. It's not. My goal, honestly, is to get the culture component and the education around my people. I want to be able to go and work with the youth, have classes where they learn about the history of wrapping hair. And I like to do events where it's kind of like a girls' night out type vibe. Ooh, so you can come with your homegirl, y'all learn some hair wrap styles, have some drinks, have some good food, listen to some good music. And then I'm considering, because I'm telling y'all, my wraps are taking over the male head wrap game in Atlanta.
It's needed. Yeah. Do you have a mission statement?
I don't. I need to make one. And that has been something I've thought about since the beginning. I'm like, that's tough to come up with.
It really is. You have to sit down and think about it.
Yeah, it was tough for me.
It took me 8 months to build out my business plan.
Yeah.
It took me 8, and then we changed it. Well, not necessarily changed it, but we adjusted it as we kept learning different things.
Right.
So every single time we ran into an investor that told us no for whatever reason, we had to adjust things, because then we asking ourselves questions wait, we didn't even think about this before. Yeah. And then we didn't, so it's kind of the whole way through, that business plan kind of just gives you an bones.
Yeah.
It gives you the bones of exactly what you're trying to go back to. It keeps you grounded, because then I have 2 other co-founders in my business, Color Co., and it is a resource center for creative entrepreneurs, creative technologists, and culinary artists, building an ecosystem of collaboration where those that are building the technology of tomorrow are working alongside those that are creating the culture of today.
That's beautiful. That's your mission statement? Yeah. I was going to say, because I could tell. Yeah.
One more time?
Yeah. Where those that a space where those that are creating the technology for tomorrow work alongside those building the culture of today.
I love it.
So that's it really is an ecosystem and that we've been developing, and I haven't even gone public with it really yet, because I am CMO. So I am very particular about how that first impression is going to be. And even though I'm openly talking about it now, and I'm speaking in different spaces about it, I haven't fully gone public with the advertising of it to our audience, because I'm still kind of doing market research in the process of having these discussions with people, and been adjusting the marketing kind of to what do we want to create out of all this information that we have. And I'm very grateful to have connected with people in other industries in the way that I have throughout COVID, because it made this, how do I even put it? It expanded my mindset on what could actually happen. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, the possibilities of what we can create.
Right.
Dude, there are no rules to this shit. There are none. There are none. They don't know what they're doing. We don't know what we're doing.
I was
out here.
Yo,
throw everything at the wall.
That's life.
I was at the Revolt Summit, and shout out to Revolt because they're super dope and like connecting Black people. But like, I was at the Revolt Summit, and I was like, I was working behind the scenes and stuff, and I was like, this is not anything that no one else can do. Like, they just literally like put the right people in place to do that one thing that they do. And like, that's it. Like, anyone can do this. This is not like way out of anybody's league who wants to like do something or has a dream or has a mission. Like,
Period.
No, bro. So did you make color before? That was before COVID.
It started before COVID, but we really, it started a year before COVID started, right? But it was initially, like I said, a co-working space.
Yeah.
Then the WeWork thing happened, which already started making every investor that was looking at us starting questioning us. And then,
but y'all stuck to y'all's mission statement, because I want to bring that conversation, like,
exactly,
because like, even if things change, and that's how we like the Black Creators mission statement is connecting and advancing Black creators worldwide, like, period. And so
I gotta come up with a mission statement.
No, it is like, that's
no, seriously, like, especially even with the business plan.
That's the last thing I wrote, though.
Right.
That's the last thing I wrote.
Yeah, because you have ideas, but you're like, okay, I need, because I think a mission and a vision statement, they're two different things, but they're very important, because like, your mission is like your foundation, like what you do, and your vision is like what you see yourself doing in the future. So like, but even if things change, the mission statement is so that's why, like, I have a few other brands, but like a Black creative is one that I have a strong mission statement for. And like, anything that happens, it's easy to post. It's easy to talk to people. It's easy to redirect like what I'm doing, just because I know exactly why I'm doing it.
I work with a lot of creative people who create with their hands, who create just, passionately, just energy workers, all of that stuff. They need someone that is going to say, hey, I'll take your brand to the next level. What you trying to do? That's like a whole nother language to them.
Well, let's talk about that, because I think like when you work solo, like that has to do with burnout. Like, it's you can't, a business is not sustainable if it's just one person. It's really not a business. So a business, right? A business is something where you can step away from and it keeps moving. And you can go on vacation and it's still going. So like, a lot of people have difficulties like building a team, where it's like, do I build business partners, or do I just hire someone that's outside of my business and then they come and make it better? But it's like, it might be best if that's a business partner situation. Or like, how have y'all navigated like just building your team? Like, you have partners in your, like, you're a CMO, there's a CFO, there's a CEO, there's a, so like, how did you distinguish that from the beginning?
Okay.
I mean, look.
Okay. So like I told you, me and my co-founders are all entrepreneurs individually. So it's crazy, because initially when we started working together, they kind of approached me about this idea, because we were friends first. We were homies. Just homies in the same space, kicking it together, overhearing each other's ideas on a regular basis.
Right. Well, that's important, because Black Coffee, that's how Black Coffee started. They were all homies. They would put their money together for vacations, and then eventually they was like, why are we doing this for vacations? Like, let's put our money together for a business. But it's about who you're around, though, because like, if your friends aren't people who are like constantly being progressive, then you would never get to the point where you can even think about having a business. Right.
Also, though, it's like there's levels, because I have some friends that I would never do business with. Same. And I feel like I'm not looking for business. I'm not looking for business advice from certain friends of mine. Right. Not at all. They don't even get this part of my life. Yeah. They don't. And it's fine, because I don't expect that from them.
Yeah, that's how we're as a friend.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I feel like you meet people where they are, but it just happened to be that was the energy that but also you meet people that are emanating the same shit as you. With my team, it went from a conversation to one day they was like, Yami, we have this building we want you to see. We know this owner of this building. We want you to look at this building. I think we could implement that idea here. Then we toured the building, and I'm over here getting all these ideas. And Okay, I'm getting all these ideas. I'm sorry. And then what ended up happening was that we started saying, oh, we can make a co-working space. Then the owner of the property, who hasn't been trying to sell the property, he said, I'll give y'all a year to come up with a business plan and get somebody to invest in y'all business so y'all can buy the building. And then COVID happens. So now we're in this, like, we've been building this business plan. We've been kind of trying to balance our own lives in the process because all of us are slick in survival mode, like, because everything kind of slowed down. The only thing that didn't slow down was commercial real estate. During COVID. They work in commercial real estate, so they're busy. I'm over here like, I don't know, guys. So I have a lot of time to over here and try to create new ideas and stuff. And then it started morphing because we started meeting other people that had similar concepts as us, like, oh, we need a new normal.
I do want to like jump in and say like what I do, because I did not mention what I do. I am the curator of a Black creative, where we connect and advance the value of Black creators worldwide. That's through events, that's through merch, that's through content like this. This is what I do. Before this, I'm basically a video producer, creator, videographer, whatever the case. You know, I started shooting like, I would say in 2013. And so I started with events and stuff like that. I still do weddings, but slowly I started like building a team and realizing like it is way easier when you have like people with you doing things. And so with a Black creative, like I started on YouTube just talking about my journey, but we now curate events, and I have like partners like curating the events. Yeah.
So how do y'all feel being in this space, especially being a female entrepreneur, and like you are like literally creating like you are creating a vibe essentially, right? Mm-hmm. How do you feel about ending relationships?
I think it's necessary.
Right.
And
so you like, I mean, to get rid of you. You're out of here.
No, not even.
That's tough, right?
Professional relationships. I feel like
a team.
Professional. Okay, but it wasn't 3 people at one point. It was more
like
people.
7 or
No, it was 2 other people. One person left on their own accord because they felt that they didn't have the time capacity and didn't want to work. Didn't like the same pace of which we were working.
Right.
I completely respect that, sis. Like, I get that. Somebody else was not really bringing to the team what we were bringing to the team, and it started causing conflict between us. And it is what it is. I feel like it's cut and dry because really, the way I believe in contracts.
yeah.
I believe in putting everything on paper. I write everything down. I love paper trails. I love text message threads. I love all of that. I keep it all. I keep all my receipts.
Right.
All of them.
Tell me
all of them. You're not gonna say that. No, I literally will go, like, if I know that somebody might have me fucked up, I will go through my bill and be like, yo, I need to print out all these transcripts. I was like, I need to print out all these transcripts. I put them in a nice little manila folder. I put their name on it. No, not even give it to them. I keep it just in case you ever have me fucked up. If I will pick that folder up with your name on it and be like, well, these are the receipts. You said I did what? This is what you did.
I've done that exact same thing. I took screenshots of emails, highlighted exactly the contract, told them exactly what line they violated in the contract, and then said, do we still have a problem?
Right. Because
it was because and honestly, like, that's why I went through legal. I paid so much for legal up front.
Which is important.
So much for legal.
Especially if you believe
never,
in your vision.
never in my life have I paid that much money in my life.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
I think ending relationships is just as important as starting them, because you can end a relationship and then like 3, 4, 5 years later, that relationship comes back and it just like comes full circle. Like, I've ended relationships with people that I've hired or people who've hired me, and I would get a client a few years later talking about so-and-so recommended you for this big project, and I'm like, really? Like, we didn't even have a good relationship, but like, they still respected me, so like, I still got that benefit from having that relationship. So yeah, I think that
building relationships, establishing teams, that's important. And people need to understand going into business, because going into an idea that you have prayed, right? Like, it's something that you definitely have like a lot of you have all of these like inhibitions about starting, but a lot of people I know it's like their baby. So you don't want to bring somebody into it that's gonna take away from it. But it's like what you said, like you have to, it's like the energy you putting out.
Yeah, that's why like it's a difference between like building partnerships and then like hiring people.
Yeah,
because like hiring people, like sometimes money isn't as valuable as ownership. Sometimes ownership is worth 10 times more than money is.
Like
it just depends.
Like there is a company that we established a partnership with Slug, right? Mm-hmm. We established a partnership with Slug. Why? Because I know as a CMO that it's also an entrepreneur, a solopreneur on the side that like, yes, eventually I'm gonna put all my eggs into color and that's what it's all gonna be, right? Eventually. Yeah. However, I do not have that capacity right now, so I'm gonna need help in creating content and posting things and constantly having a constant whirlwind of things coming in. It takes time. When it's something that big, I had to realize that it's not gonna be overnight. Right. But also like you have to be comfortable with the concept of other people taking ownership of what you've built. But it's never been about ego. So when it's not about your ego and it's about the mission. And the mission.
It goes back to the mission and the business plan. When you write that business plan, write your mission. If not anything, write that mission. You know what? Because we got cameras here, y'all, so I can't be clapping because audio. Anyway, so, but yeah, like it all go, like even if you don't have a business plan, I think the mission statement is number one because that's your foundation and it can change. It's always changing. You're always reviewing it. You should always have it memorized. Because when people ask, you don't never know who you're walking into the room with. Like they could ask you, you could be at a bar, which is where most business transactions happen or business deals happen is at bars and stuff. Yeah, so you could be at a bar and meet someone random and then they'd be like, what do you do? And then you just say your mission statement and they're like, oh, like, all right, I want to be an investor or something like that.
Definitely have learned from you guys because believe it or not, I do not have a business plan, but I am one that is evolving. Like this has been a vision for a long time, and now I think I have the confidence because that's definitely gonna come with this. Because I'm definitely more blanketed in my regular 9-to-5, like that pay the bills. I know it's gonna come when it's gonna come, but now I'm like, how long I'm gonna be taking and pulling,
I just got a day job recently. I just got one. I was like, man, I need something consistent. But you make sacrifices and you work your for
yourself, right? Like and that's kind of like the aha moment. Like you're working for an employer will really be having me tripping. Like it ain't no way. Like, am I really this lazy? Yes, for someone else.
Before we wrap this up, I do want to take. Let's just do like one takeaway that we all got from this conversation and just kind of talk about it or just wrap it up. I mean, or, just be like, the final 2 cents that you want to put into this session and either what you learned or what you want to put out or, anything. So I'm not going to go first though.
Okay, I'll go first. My main takeaway was actually while we weren't even rolling, it was you basically saying, why don't I just okay, I do digital marketing, but it exhausts me mentally sometimes because of the fact that social media is a lot. And sometimes I burned out in it and I'm not as great as I could be, right? She was just like, why don't you train anybody? She was like, you should be training people. She was like, you don't want to do it yourself, but you know how to do it. You could train me. And I was like, I've been saying that I wanted to do that, but I kind of been getting myself organized first so that I hate bringing somebody into mess.
Good.
I don't like bringing anybody into mess. I don't. So it's kind of like, let me get my systems together. And I've been slowly but surely like getting them together.
I think my biggest take back, honestly, was the whole talk about building a team. Like I said, being hands-on. This is really like, I actually put energy and love into my work. When I go and choose my fabrics, I laugh at myself. Like if I was having an out-of-body experience, I laugh at myself in the fabric store because I have one particular one I love. And I laugh because I literally do dances. I'm like, ooh, look at that, ooh. Like I'm laying the fabric out. And the owner loves when I come because I'm like, when you get this? Why you didn't call me? How long you had this? It's only 2 yards left. Why didn't you let me know? So for me, honestly, I'm gonna do that forever. That's not outsourcing. I'm not outsourcing anybody.
That's your excitement.
Right. I am the creative director, period. Nobody's gonna pick out these prints.
Yeah.
But to be able to take away from that and let go of some of my Virgo traits of this has to be like this and this has to be like this, and allowing somebody else to understand this is what she wants. Cool. And being able to trust that. And like you told me, that gem of the week, hire an intern, or get somebody to work with you that wants to learn. I'm gonna take my notes, let it work.
That's what we here for.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Follow up, ask questions with you all. But that building the team component, I think, for myself and for other entrepreneurs like myself, I do know that is probably a huge challenge and hurdle for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's beautiful. My takeaway from this is really like y'all inspired me to just keep going. Like sometimes like this stuff be getting hard, and like I feel like people who choose entrepreneurship, like people who work 9 to 5s and they aren't entrepreneurs, they're like, oh, they're just going and they're so lucky to live out their dreams, but it is hard still. Like we chose this, but it's hard.
I have friends that, like, I have my older sister is like my best example. We call each other day and night because we really are. We're day and night. We're the perfect opposites of each other, right? However, she told me something like a few years back that never dawned on me. She was like, I wish I was as brave as you. She was like, because you just throw yourself to the wind and not know if you're gonna get paid, like if this is gonna turn out to be what you wanted it to be or what, but you're okay with it. Like you just jump into the abyss and you're okay with that. And she was like, but with me, I need to check every week, every couple weeks.
That's an entrepreneur. It's
she was like, you need that consistency. And that's
off the cliff and building a plane on the way down.
But
that's really what it is.
But I just told you that I got a day job. Like but because also sometimes
reality checks with yourself.
Sometimes
I need a day job.
Sometimes, like, for example, I told you I spent hella money this year on my business. I didn't make a lot of money on my business. I haven't gotten my MVP together to where I'm making a revenue stream out of it without me actually launching the brick and mortar yet. But God damn, have I been having like a good ass time learning about this shit. Like understanding the ins and outs, meeting with other people and having like affirmation that what I'm doing isn't crazy anymore.
And when something finally goes
it's starting to click.
It's the best feeling.
We got our first investor this year. We got our first investor this year. And shout out to Village Micro Fund, our first investor. And like they really saw our vision.
I think that these conversations are necessary because it's just inspired me to like see what different places we are as business owners and to just share that information. And that's all I'm doing this for, is to just get motivation to continue, honestly. So I thank you guys.
It's a beautiful way to do it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I thank you guys for just coming and sharing and being open and drinking coffee. Thank you, Black Coffee, for sure, for having us. And that's what their basis is. They are entrepreneurs and they encourage community, things like that. So definitely come to Black Coffee in Atlanta. But we're going to keep working. We're gonna keep grinding. Y'all gonna see updates from us. But I appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate everyone for watching. And till next time.